Yes, it's time now for the clash. So, Prince Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, has said that she believes Princess Diana would have been very proud of Harry and Meghan and their family were she alive today, while speaking at a book event in New York last night. Watch.
I think Diana and I, we played a lot and had a great time. And I feel really strongly she would be absolutely, and so is the king, so proud of the grandchildren and the family. And I do believe that in family unity, and it's called my 3 C's.
What
Communicate, compromise, compassion. I really believe in that. And I think forgiveness is key.
Forgiveness is key. Now, Fergie's comments may come as a bit of a shock, considering the relentless attacks the Sussexes have launched on the royal family since they abandoned Britain in 2020. But what do you think? Would Princess Diana really be proud of Harry and Meghan's actions since moving to California? Send me your thoughts to dan@gbnews.uk. Tweet me, obviously, at GBNews. There's also a poll running there, so you can vote in that. I'll bring you the results very shortly. Come on, the clock's ticking, people. Get to it. But to duke it out, I am joined by Associate Editor at the Daily Mirror, it's Kevin Maguire, Royal Commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, and socialite and former girlfriend of Prince Andrew as well, Lady Victoria Hervey. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for joining me. It's always ladies first, although this time even more literally than I usually mean. Lady Victoria, do you think that Princess Diana would be proud of Harry and Meghan at the moment?
I think she would be proud of the fact that he left, he went to California. You know, that was supposed to be one of her dreams, to move to Malibu and, you know, get away from the press. So I think that respect, that he's managed to build a life. But I don't think she would be so proud of what's happened with the two brothers just being at war with each other. I don't, you know, that was one of the things that she felt very strongly about, was for them to be friends growing up. And I do not believe Diana would approve of, you know, Harry and William.
All right, so a mixed bag from you. Richard, I'll bring you in now. Richard Fitzwilliams, do you think Diana will be proud of the utter mess?
I think that Diana would recognise a dreadful mess where she saw it. I mean, I agree that the tragedy of the brothers and their very deep split, it goes back far longer than one realised. I think that would cause her a great deal of grief, but there's no doubt she was very unconventional. We just need to remember the Morton book and the launch of that, and then also the duped, tragically, the Panorama interview, which was actually a job application, which was positive. Diana did so much and achieved so much. One of the extraordinary things was how few years the Sussexes actually spent between May 2018 and the very end of their time as senior working royals, January 2021. That's very little time. I think Diana had a sense of history. I think she would see through the emptiness of so much of this and the fact that so much of it is destructive, although, of course, Diana was deeply complex.
Well, she was indeed. And Kevin, look, Diana seemed to have actual purpose, OK? She did some actual charity work. She did things with landmines in Africa, etc. Prince Harry, all he's done is win. Surely she wouldn't be proud of that, Kevin?
Yeah, he's campaigned on mental health, not just his own, other people's too, in Africa, on wildlife. But look, you think of Diana, what does any mother, any father, any parent want? You want your children to be happy. Now, I agree she would be very unhappy that the boys, her sons, have fallen out, unquestionably. But would she be unhappy that Harry is having a go at the father she divorced and Camilla, the third person in their marriage? I suspect not. If we need a Ouija board, really, to find out what she's
But William, though, we don't need a Ouija board to find out that she wouldn't have wanted Harry to reveal that stuff about William.
But come on, she would love the pops at Camilla, the stepmother who got in the way. She would love it. And also Harry has broken away. He's gone to do his own thing. Now, we can criticise a lot of it, and sometimes he doesn't speak wisely, I believe, and he may regret some of the things that I said publicly, but he is doing his own thing. She would adore that.
Well, you see now, this is the thing, Kevin. And
across to California to see them.
I'm going to bring Lady Victoria back in here because is he doing his own thing? Surely she wouldn't be proud of the fact that he's been led astray by a pound shop soap actress.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they've taken him off to America. You know, I feel like the whole Meghan thing. I mean, look, obviously anyone wants their child to be happy and all of that, but it just feels like he's just been given all this information, like, oh, they did this to your mother, and then he's going out there and just sort of pounding it and getting all his anger out. And goodness knows what medication they're even giving him. You know, this is America. They give you pills for anything over there. So he's probably on all kinds of meds at the moment as well.
Yeah, Richard, well, a slightly similar vein. Richard, I mean, do you think that Diana will be happy about Prince Harry essentially advocating drug use?
I think that she would regard that as being unwise, because the one thing Diana always did, she noted the polls, she noted how popular she was, and of course, as Kevin has said, I mean, she achieved a very great deal herself. But if you see your polling absolutely seismically dropping, which the Sussexes are in the 2 Newsweek polls, I think that that would be a source of very, very considerable concern. I mean, Diana would certainly not want Harry to be as unhappy as he has been, but to see drugs and also the penile frostbite, the way he lost his virginity, this sort of thing in Spain, you wonder who is advising him. And I think that Diana, just to estimate, I would have thought she would want someone to give him advice that was constructive, to see the two of them on a path that you can at least see that it's not just attacking the hand that feeds them, because the only reason they've got the contracts they've got are the members of the royal family.
Kevin, I'll go to you in a second, all right, but I just want to ask, look, Lady Victoria, you alluded to the old prescription drug stuff in America, so whilst we're talking about this, how do you think that Diana would have responded to Harry's revelations about psychedelics and marijuana and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, I think that anybody right now, he's going too far, and it's almost like he's the type of person that could be suicidal or something. Like he's so delicate right now, and he's showing that by the way he's acting out with everything. And I think it's kind of like quite dangerous, actually, that the way he is being encouraged to keep talking and keep, talking about all these problems. And I don't know. I don't look what happened to Diana. It did not end well. So I think there's got to be a limit to this.
Yeah, Kevin, with respect, I mean, would Diana actually particularly be wanting Harry to follow in her footsteps, as it were? I mean, she was famously quite unhappy.
No, she'd want to do good deeds but be happy. And look, he's clearly missing a mother's arm around him, and a mother's love is unconditional. And she could put him on the straight and narrow and give him some good advice. But she would, I am just sure, I just keep coming back to it, she would love and adore and respect and admire that he is being his own person, and he is against the institution. The brother problem would be huge for a mother. It would be huge for Diana. It would be huge for anybody. But
do you think, Kevin? Do you think, Kevin?
Away.
Yeah, on that. Do you actually think, Kevin, that Diana would be quite happy if Prince Harry's bombshell revelations in his book, in Oprah, in Netflix, had more of an impact and actually brought the monarchy crumbling down?
That might be going too far. I think she was a monarchist. She had a lot of problems, not least with her husband. But I'm not sure she wanted Britain to be a republic. I don't think she went to bed reading books about Oliver Cromwell. I don't think that happened.
No, I suppose not. Richard, I can see you chuckling away there as well. One thing that Fergie did talk about was that forgiveness is key and everything. So do you think that, realistically, Diana might actually want Harry and William to make up now? It's very difficult, though, to see how that happens, isn't it, given all these revelations?
I think any mother would
Yes, essentially, of course she would, but equally the chances of it now, foreseeably, I'd say very, very limited, if they exist at all. I mean, it's really been a tremendously bruising rift. With reference to Fergie, I mean, she is, of course, being as helpful as she can with these comments, but given her own role as a royal, I mean, it was so disastrous. From time to time, I wished her creation, Budgie, the little helicopter pilot, would spirit her away to another planet.
OK, Lady Victoria, I'm just going to ask you a little bit about Fergie, really, because she did appear to contradict Meghan. Meghan, I think, had said that, she taught her how to curtsy and all of this, and Fergie piped up and said she's hardly ever met the woman, you know? Is it another Markle lie?
I really don't know, actually. I couldn't comment on that, actually. I have no idea.
No, OK, fair enough. All right, so do you think it's worthwhile that Fergie should be continuing to comment on this kind of thing, though?
Who's that question?
Well,
To you. Richard's piped up, but it was actually to Lady Victoria.
Oh,
but,
it's to me.
Go on, Lady Victoria.
Look, I mean, I think I really don't know what to say about that because obviously Meghan has been caught out lying quite a few times about things, so I don't believe that everything that she says is honestly true.
OK, well, go on, Richard. I'll give you the word because you were straight out the traps there.
Well, I have to say that Fergie is she's no Yoda. One has to agree about that. I think she wants an invitation to the coronation. I think she's back in the fold insofar as she's going to be. And I do think that she's spreading nice comments around within, if you look at the Hello interview. But frankly, I mean, I think Diana would be deeply, deeply upset that the princes were so deeply at odds. There's no doubt about that. What else she would have felt? I mean, of course, there's no doubt that she was desperately unconventional, and no, she did not wish Camilla well, and I can't necessarily see her wishing Camilla well now, but then that is something we can always speculate on.
Yeah, Kevin, just a word on the role of Fergie then. Do you think that she needs to just pipe down a little bit? Is it interesting that she's still hovering around?
Well, Fergie's about Fergie, isn't she? She's got to appear relevant still. But I suppose if you look from the outside, if she's trying to build bridges, it's not a bad thing, is it, really?
No, fair enough. Look, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you very, very much, all of you. Great to have you on the show. What a clash that was. That was Associate Editor at the Daily Mirror, Kevin Maguire, Royal Commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, and socialite and former girlfriend of Prince Andrew, Lady Victoria Hervey. Great stuff. OK, right, I've got absolutely loads coming your way, and I want to reveal who you think you agree with. So, would Princess Diana be proud of Harry and Meghan's actions since they moved to California? Holly on Twitter says, Diana would not be proud. She would be horrified at the way that Meghan has isolated Harry from his friends and family. Very sad. Marty on Twitter says Diana would be appalled by everything Ginger and Winder are doing. How they are attacking the royal family and British people. Yasmin on Twitter says Diana would be proud that Harry and Meghan have chosen their own lives, something that she probably wished she could have done. And your verdict is now in. 10% of you agree that Princess Diana would be proud of Harry and Meghan, while 90% of you say Diana most certainly wouldn't be. So there we go. Strong stuff as ever. Thank you very much, everyone who took part in that.